sitting in this four-ass hotel room in Miami, just watching the birds fly over the ocean. I guess I'm kinda tripping, 'cause I'm kinda high and don't give a fuck. So I wanna come to you on a real baby, let you know how I feel. You know, for the last few days, I've been watching you all by my winter to my friends. I see how you make them laugh. I've been kinda envious of your friends, 'cause it's like it's so close to me, and I can't find the right things to say to get close to you. This is the only time in my life that money doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is finding the perfect place for me. So if you got the time, I got the place. One, two, 3 seconds ago, a long time ago. Baby, don't be shy. Tell your girlfriend bye so we can roll. We can get nasty on the way. The car's got time, so they will see you there. There's no need to rain. What I want to do is the right place. Oh, yeah. Well, come along and ride with me, baby. We can go here. Can you hear me now? And I apologize about that if you can't. Are we good? Check 1 2. Can you hear me? So I'm gonna continue on talking. I got asked about how I felt about Jay-Z, and like I just said, hopefully you can hear me. 13-year-olds 27 years ago, or even 24 years ago, didn't look like the 13-year-olds. Now you got all this clone shit. Um, can y'all hear me? But yeah, you got all this clone shit these kids have been eating and shit, and got these motherfuckers looking older than what they is. A 13-year-old now could possibly pass for fucking, what, 16? But even then, as far as this Jay-Z shit, I don't see it being the same way as R. Kelly or anybody else that's been accused of it because, yeah. But if y'all got any questions, y'all more than welcome to call in, type them in. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can, I do apologize. Can you hear me? Make me come up in this motherfucker on my other phone. Well, welcome to the live. I got asked about Jay-Z
I got asked about what I think Diddy's doing right now. He's probably prepping for Christmas, ready to give everybody love in the day room and shit. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, who knows what they're doing? Can everybody hear me? Start fucking tumble. Mic check 1 2. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So we got trolls in here and shit playing. Hopefully you can hear me, but if you can't, I do apologize. Uh, I don't know what else to fuck to say, but I'm about to come up in there real quick. Oh yeah, you can fucking hear me, assholes. Yeah, a lot of assholes that like to play in the fucking world, you know. But anywho's, make sure y'all subscribe. This internet shit is kind of mind-boggling. If you want to call in, you're more than welcome to. Ask a man a question. I don't know where everybody's at in the world, but I'm assuming it's Monday everywhere but California, probably Denver, Arizona, shit like such. What's up, Frank? Where you watching me from? And what questions do you have, if you have any? Because if you don't have any questions, I'm going to ask you a question. Questions for a black man? Questions for a black man. Shout out to the new 2 subscribers that came up in here too. But if you have questions for a black man, let me know. Questions for a black man. I shouldn't have said that. Questions for a man. That's more like it. Welcome to the live. All right, so I just got a question DM to me. And I'm asked, what's the longest relationship I've ever had? Say 4 years, 4 or 7 years. I can't remember how long I was with the asshole. It seemed like 7 years of fucking bad luck. But I think it was a total of 4. I think that's the longest relationship I've been in. But that was the last relationship I've been in. And I know I've been single for 7 years. So that number is probably what's sticking out. However, leave a comment in the comments of how long you've been in a relationship. Next question for me is, do you believe in soulmates? And you bet your sweet ass I do, because I believe in the soul. And I believe in couples, 2 pairs, man and woman. Not woman and woman, not man and man, not trans and trans, but man and woman. being able to connect their souls. Uh, and take that shit a little deep. Because do you think you can have a soulmate that you've never met in person, but you just talk to them off the internet? I believe that's possible, but the motherfuckers need to hurry up and meet and go out to lunch or dinner or something. But, that's just my opinion. But, yeah, I don't believe a lot of people give themselves time to reach soulmates. A lot of people just want somebody so they don't be alone and shit. And in that process, they feel that they will come across their fucking soulmate, and that doesn't happen. It may happen, but they're going to get in their fucking car and drive out the parking lot. So I suggest if you do believe in soulmates, then just prep your soul as best as you can. And if you want to know how to do that, you can ask. And prep your body, prep your mind, prep your whole fucking life for your soulmate. So you'll be prepared and you ain't got no baggage. But that's a lot of shit that's going on right now um, with the generation that we're in. A lot of 80 babies, a lot of 90 babies, even, fucking 2000 millennials or whatever the fuck they're called, X generation, whatever. Everybody's in the rush. Yeah, everybody's in the fucking rush and not believing in tomorrow. You know, everybody's you only live once, you YOLO, live today, die tomorrow. No, I'm trying to live today and live tomorrow. Shit. And I can live a little bit today, so I can live a little bit tomorrow. I ain't got to live a lot today. So, with that being said, I believe that mentality or that brainwashing or that unfucking faith has caused people to just rush life and start families when they should have just been continuing their education. Uh, we're getting their fucking money together, their mind right, and instead of, you know, taking the time to stop and change up, the years have gone by and they just been repeating the same patterns after patterns to where they can't meet their soulmate because they don't have the right fucking soul. However, the irony of it is with them having a bad, unclean soul, we should say, we won't say bad, we'll say unclean. Everybody's not bad. With them having an unclean soul, they meet other unclean souls and they mate with those motherfuckers and create more unclean shit. So hopefully that, wraps up that question. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That was real good. Whoever did that, shout out to you. What's the most useless advice you've ever gotten? Most useless advice I've ever gotten. Shit. It's a good fucking question. I've gotten a lot of useless fucking advice. Sort of, I remember a song came out back in the 90s and taught us how to cook fucking crack, and that was useless advice. Uh, for some, it was useless for me because I didn't understand my tablespoons and teaspoons, but that's neither here or there. Um, there's so much fucking useless advice. What type of useless advice have you gotten? I've gotten useless advice from fucking grade school way up until I want to say up to college and after college. One of the biggest uses advice I've heard was if you take the test high, you'd get high scores. And that's bullshit. I damn near take my SATs over twice because of that shit. So I took one sober and I took one, excuse me, I took one fucked up and I took one sober. And I did better when I was sober. Clearly. Almost couldn't graduate high school because of that shit. And I never do that again. Um, but if you have any comments about the use of advice you've gotten, I would love to hear that because it's a lot of useless shit and people. But that's another episode. What's your favorite memory? Fucking being a kid and going to recess, being able to chase the girls without getting a fucking SASSS or SH charge. Yeah, the best memories when girls, didn't tell and call the police and shit as a kid. Yeah, favorite memory. And I'll also say finding out that if you jerk your chicken long enough, some shit'll come out. And experimenting with that. That was a good memory. Yeah. Starting puberty. Favorite memory is being able. I'm not going to say that, but I am going to say that. Being able to fuck girls without being asked for shit. That's a favorite memory. All you had to do is just write a couple of notes, stay fucking faithful, loyal, dedicated, ride your bike or walk or, lie and tell your parents you're going somewhere and you don't. Those were some good memories. What do I do every night before bed? Think about my future wife. However, I also wash my fucking face and brush my teeth. Talk to God, give thanks for the day, give thanks for tomorrow, give thanks for what I have. And I'll sneak in a little request in that shit. Absolutely. I sure do. Uh, smoke. Smoke a J. Shout out to 420, subscribers in here and whatnot. And that's about it. I take a piss. Take a real good piss. Yeah, take a real good piss. Every night before bed. I really do. I have a question that just came in asking me, what does being a man mean to you? And I'm glad you asked that shit. Because being a man means to me simply just putting away childish fucking shit and being responsible. Not only of yourself, but of your companion. If you have one. And I believe every man should have one. A woman. Uh, being responsible. Knowing that you are a man, but there's a greater power than you. Understanding that your purpose for God is the only fucking thing that matters, and everything that revolves around that or that's included in that is just a blessing or tools. Being able to understand that's some real man shit. Um, being able to fuck. I'm sorry, I just got to say that. But if you can't fuck, you're not a man. And I stand on 10 toes with that. Shoes or non-shoes. Oh, yeah. And also being a man is being able to fucking stand when you piss. So, yeah. Even when you're sleepy and tired or your legs hurt. However, there was this one time that I pissed so long that I got tired and I said, fuck this shit. I turned around and sat down. Yes, I did do that. I had pissed so long and couldn't understand how I was pissing for that long to the point where, you know what, I said, I think I'm going to have a seat. And I did. And I did not give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck to the point where I could tell you guys about this because it's happened more than once since I've gotten older. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Somebody just asked me, what's my dream job? My dream job is to have multiple fucking careers that I enjoy doing, and I don't look at it as work. I look at it as something to do, and I'm blessed to get fucking paid for it. And I would include, plus, the dream would be to make at least $1 million a year off of all of that shit. And I do a lot of shit. So to be able to have freedom and consider what we would call jobs or work, I would just call it a hobby and a responsibility of maintaining my hobby for the people, whatever that is. Uh, and getting paid for it and having a bomb ass life insurance and dental. Absolutely. Do you prefer staying in or going out on the weekends? It just depends on what's going on the weekends. Uh, if some shit's going on to where it's not every weekend and common, hell yeah, I want to go out. Uh, but on the average weekend, uh, I work hard every damn day. So, yes, I would like to step outside and do something. However, I don't mind staying in the house because I understand standing in the house keeps you away from shit, keeps you out of trouble, and helps you save unless you're an online shopper. Yeah. Oh, that's a fucking. We got a fan that just asked this question. What is your one skill you wish you could master? There's a couple of them. I wish I could master how to use like 100% of my brain, and then that shit that they talk about on Instagram and like fourth dimensions and fifth dimensions and all of that shit. I wish I could understand that or master the understanding of using your imagination. That's a good question. And then last but not least, I wish I could master my nuts. I want to be able to say, hey baby, count back from 30. And she counts back from 30 and then I do what I do. You can master that. That's some cool shit. Or I'll say count back from 90, 95 type shit. Are you a night owl or a morning person? I can be both. And the reason why I can be both is because I like shrooms. All right. Yeah. So I can be both. Um, Shout out to the shroom community. Good question. All right. Says, what's your biggest fear? My biggest fear is not being able to be successful on the mission that God set me on, or not understanding something that's right in my face and in time enough. I got some other personal ones, but I won't disclose that shit to you because I don't have a dollar in my cash. But for real, I gotta pay for shit like that. What's important to you in a relationship? That the motherfucker trust me and believe me and love me and devoted to me. And some ass. Some sucking and some fucking. But that's last. But yeah. I need to know your mind, and I need you to know your man, your husband, whatever. I need you to know me, you know. I need you to know that I love you. Not having doubt, even though it's naturally a human thing to have, being able to identify the signs that are not spoken of that just manifest uh, to you, that you need to be able to peep out to be able to know. Yeah. It says, how do you handle stress? It should have been as a black man because that's some real shit. Black men are stressed the fuck out because of you. Take that however way you want to, whoever's listening. But I handle stress by a few ways. Um, I'll smoke some weed, smoke a cigarette, drink a beer, but that is not how to handle stress. It is a introduction of preparing or prep. It's a prep. It's a formula, I would say. Um, and with that being said, I use a foreign substance to relax my mind and first off take it off to where I can be able to step away from myself and look at the big picture and pretty much play like a chess game, if you will, with the determination of capturing hope or capturing the 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 downfall and being able to maneuver, if that makes sense. You guys can call in and ask questions if that doesn't make sense, but just being able to take a deep breath after drinking a beer or smoking a joint and analyze everything that is rooting this stress. And I've found that once you do that, and if you can do that, I'm assuming some can and some can't, but I hope by listening to this podcast, you can at least get on the right way. And I'm not saying a beer and a joint has to work, but you could do all of these things differently, such as some people masturbate. Sorry for saying that first. Uh, some people jog, exercise, work out. Some people fucking cry, Some people go to sleep. Some people spend money, buy whores. They separate themselves from people and or the world. Whatever floats your boat, you can do those things. But one, once you're doing those things, you just make sure you are able to try to step out of your shoes and be able to actually look at the pros and the cons, the light and the dark, the cause and the effect, and the possible outcome that could actually really happen. And once you do that, if you don't have any hope or don't see any light, I would say the best thing to do would be to pray and then go to fuck to sleep and then get the joy in the morning with a phone call, text, or some type of meme somebody fucking posted at the right time just for your ass to scroll on your news feed to see it. That normally has works for me. Or somebody speak about something and, just give you some spiritual reassurance that you heard and that everything's going to be all right. But I don't stop and I don't pout and I don't allow myself to lose another fucking hair follicle. Speaking of my hair follicles, this did not fall out due to stress only. It fell out because what stressed me was I went to jail with a perm. And this perm was only 36 hours old. And I got stressed because my moisturized needed hair was not getting that essential vitamins and nutrients and moisturizer that I was supposed to get. So with that being said, I started stressing, and that hard ass water in jail didn't help. And here we are. So with that being said, moving forward, do I consider myself romantic? I mean, hell yeah, but at the same time, let's look up the true definition of romantic and see if that applies to me. It says number one, conductive to or characterized by the expression of love. Yeah, that's me. It says of characterized by or suggestive of an idealized view of reality. Okay, possibly. Then it says a person with romantic beliefs or attitudes, a writer or artist of the romantic movement. So I'll say, it's a strong 60-40, 75-20. If I can think about it and I think it's, sweet, you may call that romantic. I don't mind dim lights. I don't mind, good sense and all of that aphrodisiac, Cleopatra and, shit like that. I don't mind all that shit. What do you call it? Whatever it's called. I don't mind all that shit. Because, yeah, it all ends in love. And if love feels good, to me at least. Appreciate you guys sending in the questions, but I'd rather you guys call in. So shout out to all the shy motherfuckers. Um, I don't mind shy motherfuckers. It happens. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all about a couple more questions. We're gonna see what's going on. hmm Welcome. Please subscribe. Hmm. I got asked, what makes you feel loved and how do you express love? That's a good question. What makes me feel love is just the thoughtfulness. You know, I know you got life to live, but think about it, nigga. And when you think about it, motherfucker, it's things that come off your tongue. And I can't tell you what comes off your tongue, But when it does come off your tongue, I know exactly how the fuck your heart feel. Uh, Hopefully, but I believe I will. And last but not least, the actions behind those words, uh, and that shit with a period, and how I express my love is all type of ways. I make time, I listen, I give like devoted attention. I do shit. I make you do shit, make you feel shit. I feel shit. You just start being responsible for a motherfucker, thoughtful, you know. I express love with kisses on booty cheeks. I express love with kisses on cheeks, lips, foreheads, all over your fucking body. I might even kiss your ankles or you fucking toes or something. I'm very affectionate, and I'm not up your ass, but I will be. And when I'm up your ass, you'll know it's your ass only that I want to be up with. You know, I don't have ass. I whole ass. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, my love language. What's your love language? We getting deep. Who the fuck? Somebody trying to date me? My love language is a lot of things. Touch me for one. Keep your hands on my body. Touch my body. You know, touch my body when you're just doing nothing. Lay on me. Kiss on me. Suck on me. The whole works. So yeah, that's my love language. You do that shit forever. You don't just do that shit when you want something or when you need something. Or, you know what I'm saying? When you're just trying to be nice and shit. And again, this ain't got to be every day, all day. This is just something you do because you love the motherfucker you with. We got any more questions? I think I got a couple more minutes before. Shout out to the new people that's watching and listening. I got some strong ass marijuana for once. So shout out to that dispensary. What makes you happy? What makes me happy? What makes me happy on a day-to-day basis is knowing that I'm being productive. Uh, what makes me happy is having some fucking money. So shout out to that. And um, I couldn't say it there first, but god damn it, I'll be happy even though I'm broke, but I don't be that happy. I'm core happy, but that shit ain't good at all. You know what I'm talking about? So Scorpio shit, right? But being able to help people, being able to know instead of hope that I'm here for a reason or a purpose, and I'm knowledgeable of those things. Uh, shit. Oh, sorry about that. That's real marijuana, and it does real shit. Oh, shout out to that. Shit. Holy fucking shit. Sorry about that, good people. Sorry about that, good people. But back to the answer. Makes dogs make me happy. Little dogs and medium-sized dogs at the biggest. I still pet a big dog, but stay the fuck down, you know. Excuse me. Uh, Being able to be around good people, and whether they be strangers or friends or family, just to have those good people around and know them, that's a happy thing. That I mentioned having some money in your motherfucking pockets, because that really does. And money isn't everything, but being able to know what to do with it and still have it and do what the fuck you want to do with it at the same damn time, that's some happy shit. I don't give a fuck who you are and who wants to argue that shit. And if you do want to argue that, you ain't got no money, bitch. um, having a confirmed relationship with God. That's makes you happy. I'm not saying I'm automatically going to heaven, but shit's working out on down here. You know what I'm saying? So, and I haven't had to sell my soul or my ass. All right. How would you define success? In my mind, in my opinion, there's all different types of success. I believe everybody that's listening to this podcast, this live right now, is successful. We got to wake up today. We got to hear a good word being spoke. You know, a lot of us got to graduate high school, and we made our parents happy. Like, that's all we really owed our parents, was to be kids and obey and mind and, do the best we could do the first 18 years of our life and finish school. Especially, that's all you could at least did if your mom was taking you to fucking school in a car your senior year. That wasn't me. I rode with the white guys that were younger than me who had cars. But it did happen. Um, I would define success as far as being able to live the way you want to live and not the way you have to live. Um, Being able to understand and overcome self, to be able to understand yourself and learn yourself and be able to overcome yourself as far as um, growing the fuck up. And I wish I could put that word right there, just make it popular. Growing the fuck up right there, right? But overcome yourself and be able to govern and with discipline and uh, understanding and knowledge. Um, that's a success. Being able to whoop somebody's ass and you know it could be defined as a success, especially when You don't have to say excuse me to motherfuckers when you're walking. They just move. That's a real success. And if you were a skinny motherfucker in high school and now you're not, you know what I mean. Shout out to those group of people that's listening. Being able to have a family that's actually a family that multiplies good fruit and generations of good people is a success. And being able to I'll say find a soulmate, since we're talking about that. Being able to find a soulmate is success. Shout out to Shaniqua. Shaquana, excuse me, Shaquana and this motherfucker. Drunk. Shout out to Shaquana, comedian Shaquana. But yeah, I'm just wrapping up. You got a question for me before I leave? Before I read this last question, it's a pretty good question, so I might get two of them in. But it says, what do you look for in a friend? And I believe that's a good question, and I'm gonna keep this open also because I like it. But what I look for in a friend, huh? Hmm. I look for the things I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for anything. Uh, Friends show you if they're your friends by default. This is what I mean. Because I remember my first friend and I remember my last friend. First friend I had, I met on the second day of kindergarten. And I was riding my bike freshly off the training wheels. And I remember I wanted to go around the block because I was free. And the guy I was talking to at school just so happens to be head on my way on his lit bike. And I said, hey, I know you. We were in school today. He said, yeah. And we became friends because we found out we lived around the corner from each other. And we hung out every day. We played basketball and we played football and we rolled up dry grass and tried to smoke. We were bad. And that is what we did every summer. Every winter, we went to school together, same school, not necessarily same class, but same lunch period, same recess. And I noticed as we got older, looking back, this particular friend never invited me to his birthday parties, but he was always invited to mine. And I remember beginning middle school, and we were happy that we were done with elementary. We was going to middle school. We was going to the best side, west side, you know. And we were anxious to be on the basketball team together and just be growing up. You know, I think I started having hair on my nuts that summer, and so did he. However, when we got to middle school, I remember it was more kids than we ever had imagined. It wasn't just one elementary school anymore. It was two or three elementary schools in the district that all these kids went to one school, and we saw people that we've never seen before, and we started hanging out with different people. However, I never forgot about them. And I remember finding out that he had some of these new motherfuckers that we just met in middle school spend the night. And I'm like, wow, nigga, I've never spent the night at your house. And honestly, his parents didn't want him spending the night at mine because I was bad as hell. When I say we were smoking dead grass, we got caught. So by middle school, it was evident that his parents told him to leave Zilla the fuck alone. And he did. And in middle school, he was the first person to show me what a friend could do. Because when we got to middle school, I got a lot of motherfucking girls. And he didn't because he had thick glasses and he was dark skinned with crooked teeth. What a fucked up name, too. He's from Saginaw, Michigan. And I remember in seventh grade, I became nominated and awarded for best dress because I got my clothes from Chicago. And his black ass got his clothes from Saginaw, not even Detroit. True story. So he felt like he should have won that, but I was light skinned, baby. Come on. Uh, and the next year, all the haters uh, joined together and he orchestrated it. And he had me set up to get beat up by the high school kids that had moved on from 8th grade junior high to 9th grade high school. We all got on the same bus. And I was a little suave, lit, naive, self-arrogant, self-conceited, selfish motherfucker. And I remember listening to my Craig David CD, which I still have in the CD Walkman. And when I got off the bus, I was going home. However, I got surrounded by some kids and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. And that friend had told these big kids, listen, I want you to fuck them up and fuck them down. Not knowing this, I turn around and here I am about to get jumped. And out of the blue, the real big kids that was already at home because they had graduated came outside and whipped some ass and told Lizilla to take his ass home. But Lizilla had a point to prove. And I remember I grabbed a weapon and came back down there and I wanted to finish some shit. There was no need to. Big kids that did it. That was the first friend that backstabbed me. And I remember only looking to play with him every day. All I wanted to do was play basketball every day and we'd be on the same team. That's all I looked for. But that didn't happen. What I was shown took me, let's just say 8 years, 10 years. And we met when we was about 6 or 7 or 8. So about 7 or 8 years to see that. I still didn't accept it. We ended up going to high school together, played on the same team. And in high school, we got big girls and big boys, seniors, if you so will, and juniors. And I remember the shit happened again. And this time I didn't get jumped. He got jealous because I had one of the baddest mixed girls in motherfucking high school. Oof. Woo. The prettiest chick in high school in our grade was my girlfriend, but she was a fucking freak. And she turned out motherfuckers, right? And he was a lit mom and dad in the house motherfucker, so he couldn't do shit, you know what I'm saying? My dad was gone by that time, so I was hard-headed. When I wanted to leave, I left. And I did. Did anything I wanted to fucking do. But I made good grades. But anyways, um, he was the first motherfucking friend that went behind my back and took my girlfriend. So ninth grade, she was mine. And I was so bad to the point my mom sent me to go live in Indianapolis for the rest of the ninth grade and 10th grade with my big cousins. So I went to Pike. And when I went down to Pike, she ended up getting with him. And uh, going down to Indianapolis, you know, that's the city, capital of Indiana, Hoosier State. Shout out to Hoosiers. I got real loose and real wild. I was a city boy now. So I didn't stay at Pike that long because my cousin shipped my ass back at home. And when I came back, the beginning of 10th grade, he was with her. And that broke my heart. So I didn't talk to that nigga no more. I said, fuck him. But that showed me what a friend was. And, or what a friend was not, excuse me. I'm going to read that question also. The first friend I realized I had was a white boy. Tall white boy named Mark. And when I tell you Mark was about 3 years older than me. It's life. Mark was about 3 years older than me. And I'll give you an update about that first friend also, because he has a perm with dreads. Now, we'll get to that. But Mark was the first friend I had, and he was a white boy, tall, about 6'7", smooth, didn't like white girls, only liked black girls. And when I tell you Mark was my friend, Mark was my friend. Mark would beat a motherfucker's ass for me. Mark would go, we would go together out of our ways just to get a couple dollars so we can get a nickel bag. And yeah, Mark was my friend. Mark showed me what I got your back mean, regardless. And I was wrong a lot of fucking times, and I was a shit starter, but he was too, and he had my back. And he had a license, but we were so bad, we didn't have cars. So yes, we stole cars. We stole our parents' cars, stole family members. And when I tell you, he never stole a car without picking me up. If he ever stole a car, it wasn't for a selfish, oh, I got to go get these hoes myself. It was always us. And the year I came back from Pike and found out that this nigga had stole my bitch, that summer, Mark decides to steal a car, hanging with his other friends on his daddy side of the town, and he got killed in a car crash. And that was the first friend I lost. That hurt me because I knew what a friend was. I just didn't have one anymore. However, I used to have dreams like a motherfucker about Mark. We'd still be driving, and he kind of taught me what he taught me about the spirit realm. He told me a lot of things that was going to happen years before they even happened. And he told me he had my back. And I ain't never been in a situation I couldn't get out of. Which brings me to my other two friends, David and Davis. And these niggas was friends ultimately because they lived down the street, but they also showed me what kind of friend I was to them, to let me know how to be a friend back. And that experience went on from 11 all the way to I say about 34. Yeah. So to sum it up, You don't look for a friend. You are exposed or shown through time a friend. And when that becomes confirmed, you can't even really call them a friend. You got to call them a brother or a sister. And the reason why you say that is because a friend can eventually come to an end. A friend can eventually turn into an enemy or a frenemy, if we so will, since we're making up words for the new generation. But a brother is going to be able to have your back and also give you slack or give you smack without any type of lack of love happening. And it's not even looked in that way, or malice or upset or anger, whatever word you want to call it. And that's shown to you also. So hopefully I answered that question about a friend. Your question was, what do you do when somebody is on your mind heavy? Shit, masturbate. Yeah, masturbate. No, what do you do when somebody is on your mind heavy? If I had to give you the honest answer as a man, you got to ask yourself what's on your mind. Um, and you have to be clear, you have to be honest, truthful. Uh, Sometimes you might have to masturbate to see if it's still on your mind. But one of the two definitely need to motherfucking happen, if not both. Uh, and if you don't masturbate, which I don't suggest because it'll let you know. But if you don't, it'll give you that much more control and understanding of exactly somebody being on your mind heavy. You can have somebody on your mind heavy, and that's because shit, they ass is about to be expired in this motherfucker. You know, that's part I have to laugh at that, but it's true. You know, um, yeah, somebody can be on your mind because shit, that's somebody else. You got you on their mind. You know? Hello, you know. I would say acknowledge the energy, but also acknowledge the root. And I would also say communication is some grown and sexy shit by far. However, so is patience and self-control. So if you can balance two or balance both or understand both and be able to, you know what I'm saying, control that, understand that, exert that, then whatever's on your mind and why it's on your mind is going to have some type of fruit. And that's a good question. But yeah, ultimately, if you got somebody on your mind, you need to hit them up, fuck them or jack off or something. That's what I would say. You know, check on them at least. Tell them, or, you know, talk to them. Depending on what type of shit's on your mind, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, you can go ahead and get one out. And speaking out, we ain't even gonna do that yet, but we do have a new product on the line. So shout out to that. I see there's two people up in here listening. If you other people have a question, go ahead and drop that in, uh, and I'll get to that. I'm already an hour in, so I could end this. But last question, and then I'll shut this off, and I thank y'all for everybody up in here. What was your childhood like? Fucking tremendous. Tremendous. Childhood was like this. Every Saturday I go skating. Every Friday I was at the movies. Sundays I was either at church or fucking Red Lobster or some type of hacienda or alley oop. Uh, every summer I was taking field trips, seeing shit with the family and or recreation. Played basketball every fucking day. I played ball every day. There was not a time that you did not see Lizilla without a basketball in his hand. I always had a basketball in my, just as much as y'all see me with beer and cigarettes. That's how I had a basketball in my hand. I made a switch, but just like that, I always had a basketball in my hand. I was always womanizing the girls. I played grab ass. I played dry hump. I played write your daughter letters and don't let your parents find this. I got shoot boxes of letters I might start opening up and reading shit. Uh, my childhood was experimenting with weed, drinking, fucking. Yeah, I had a wonderful fucking childhood. I made good grades, so I got to go on all the field trips. I was in clubs that took a shit and did shit. Uh, was part of the Black Expo, NAACP. Got those awards, even though them niggas didn't give me a scholarship. And I'll say it again, them niggas did not give all niggas a scholarship at all. They were some lying sons of bitches, but that's neither here nor there. I was never like the teacher's pet, but I was a motherfucker you remember. Oh yeah. Uh, I was a sneezing, nose running motherfucker also all through school. All grades from K through 14th. Uh, I was the kid that had to bring a fucking box of tissue to school because I was using all this shit up, and call home and say, listen, other kids ain't being able to wipe their fucking nose because this nigga keeps sneezing and getting tissues and shit. So that was me. Um, I never got an ass whooping in school, and I thank God for that. Never got, but I did see ass whoopings from parents in school. I was in that generation, and it was already bad enough that my mama had a mustache. So coming up to school with a mustache to whoop ass would have been detrimental to me, for me. Uh, so yeah, thank God for that. Uh, I had free lunch, so I'll never forget that because I ain't ate good like that since fucking school and or basketball. And last but not least, my childhood, my teenage years was nice because I had a moped as soon as I turned 14. That moped in my garage and I'm working on. I got that when I was 14 years old and I didn't ride another motherfucking bicycle. So shit. Uh, which means I could get to your ass if I needed to fast because it was a good ass moped. So my childhood was straight. The only thing I did not receive that I can understand why for. I did not receive a go-kart because we didn't have nowhere to put that shit, and I really did want one. And still do. And I didn't get a car when I was 16 because I was getting high. Uh, I was getting high. I was smoking hella weed. I was down there pretty much a pro roller by 16. I was a pro roller about 14, to be honest with you. I could roll blunts perfectly by the age of 14. So 16, all my friends' moms and dads, they say Zilla know how to roll some weed real good. And I used to tell my mom that shit because she worked at the welfare office around them ratatouille ass motherfuckers. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, childhood was really good to the point where if I didn't have a dad to explain that, nigga, you need to be level and down to earth, I would have been very spoiled and uh, fucked up because I was on my way. If I had to be honest, I was very spoiled, very expectant, and boy oh boy. Plus, I still had hair, and I wasn't really skinny in the fucking mouth, so I had a little more weight to me. I had, sexy little appeal and shit. Chest was big and shit. So plus that hair and that perm, uh, yeah, it really did do wonders for me. Yeah, yeah. And I was good in basketball, so like I had it made, but it was too goddamn good. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas want type shit. So if you can relate to that, uh, please leave a comment. Tell me how your childhood was. But other than that, I appreciate the time. Uh, it turned out better than what I expected. I did not get any phone calls, but the last phone call I got from Justice Davis, and I'll never forget that name, is one of the reasons why I'm just now back going live because other than that, I am Zilla, and this is Asking Man Monday. I'll see y'all next